everyone, welcome to From the Depths. I'm Menti, and this is episode 47 of the Battleship Brawls Season 4 tournament. This episode, we've got the Danubia by Black Hand going up against a newcomer. This is the first time we're seeing this ship, the Flying Dutchman by Downtown. Or, yeah, Doontown, I don't know. Probably Downtown. That's how I'm going to say it. Very small ship here. It is definitely on the smaller side. Big old battery of propellers on the back. That's not a huge amount. It's a good amount though. Got two triple barrel turrets on the rear. This this superstructure that sort of reminds me of E.T. You can see like the head with the windows being the eyes. Yeah. Anyway, some more superstructure down here. Some more triple barrel turrets on the front. Two triple barrel and a double barrel on the forward section. Very it's a different hull shape. You know, it's got a pretty nice looking but standard stern here, and then this flat side, and then it just narrows down really suddenly. It's interesting. It looks like a bullet almost. You know, like that's the what you call it, the projectile right here, the bow, and then you've got the casing. But yeah. Oh, it even comes up from the bottom. It's definitely a different take on a boat hull shape. Got these little flag poles up here. Can you actually? Oh, there are stairs to go down into here. So the top and bottom parts of the superstructure are walkable, which is cool. Oh, well, actually it's just the base of it here. You can come out, and is there any way to actually get inside? Nope. This is literally the only place you can get inside the boat. But alright. Now that we've taken a quick look at this ship to let people study it for some, aesthetic purposes. Got a light on the front there. Let's go ahead and pull back, get both ships into view, and get this battle underway. Flying Dutchman firing first. Hopefully it's got its required accuracy set properly. Otherwise those will miss. And no, they are landing. A little bit of a miss because of the turn the Danubia took, but the shells were on target. Flying Dutchman taking some shots there from the Danubia's initial volley. All of its weapons survived though. Its bow armament, or the bow itself, I mean, got some holes blown in it, but otherwise, well, it looks like the Danubia has a superior fire rate though. You see that? Or I called it the Downtown. The Flying Dutchman by Downtown fired first, but the Danubia got its second volley off first. It seems like the reload rate on the Flying Dutchman is quite low. It has had its forward double barrel turret has been blown completely off, completely destroyed, while one of the forward tri-barrel turrets has been damaged. Oh, and one of the rear turrets also got blown off, and the other one damaged. So the Flying Dutchman losing weapons quite quickly. It does have, or no, that's the Danubia. The Danubia burned through all of its repairs already. So those guns on the Dutchman must hit pretty hard and cause significant damage, but the reload rate is fairly low. We'll see if the Dutchman can even up this match a little bit penetrated in from the side and knocked out that gun, popped off one turret. 3 turrets in total have been popped off the Danubia. And just like that, we're within 5%. This is actually a fairly close match. Now that the Danubia can't repair anymore, though the Dutchman just lost another gun. Oh, that plunging fire. You couldn't... That shell was basically coming straight down. It's impressive that actually hit. Flying Dutchman has actually fallen behind by more than 5% again. Oh, and both ships are out of materials to repair with. So any damage landed will stick at this point. Another high plunging fire shot managing to hit the rear quarter of the Flying Dutchman. Flying Dutchman landing some shells into the Danubia's side. Side armor on the Danubia proving to be much weaker than the deck armor. Danubia has lost 4 of its guns and a 5th has been damaged, though it is still functional. Yeah, that shell got in there pretty deep. That's dangerously close to damaging that turret, I think. So I don't think the heavy armor goes all the way around. I think that's just deck armor. But the Flying Dutchman is behind by over 10% at this point. It only has its one rear triple barrel turret still able to fire. Oh, wait, no, never mind. I was wrong. This gun, even though it looks like it's utterly trash, is still functional. Well, maybe not anymore. Those shots are away into the Danubia's sides. Does not seem to get through the armor and damage the gun, though. Dutchman is in very bad condition at this point, barely staying afloat, barely keeping from capsizing, even. Angling itself up like that is just making it easier to hit. It is not in a great position right now. And again, we find ourselves in a spot where even if the Danubia were to just cease firing right now, I don't think the Dutchman has enough firepower left, especially since that turret just got blown off. And there's only one gun left. Or one turret left with 3 guns. I just don't think it has the DPS to catch up, even if the Danubia stops firing. It's almost a 20% difference now. Now we've got a bit of a collision going on here. Hopefully they turn and separate shortly. Oh, that is an 80% in sinking. Flying Dutchman is getting pushed, either is just legitimately sinking, or the collision is causing it to be pushed down far enough to get an 80% in sinking. As time ticks by oh so slowly. Looks like they are about to separate. It does not look like the sinking was caused by the collision. It's just the damage on the Dutchman is just too much. It can't stay afloat anymore. It's like, okay, game, they're separated. You can speed up now. Please? Ugh, this is painful. Oh, did it actually... Oh, I guess it was the collision. Looks like the Flying Dutchman managed to come back up high enough to cancel the 80% in sinking. Okay, folks, I don't have all friggin' day to wait for these two ships to crawl around at 1 frame a second. So I'm just going to call this battle here in favor of the Danubia because it has more hit points. And because it is unlikely to be sunk, whereas the Flying Dutchman has managed to rack up 20 seconds of disqualification time due to almost sinking. So I'm going to give this round to the Danubia. I think it is clearly won, and I don't feel like sitting here for an hour for the last 4 minutes of the battle to play out. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get round 2 here underway. That initial volley from the Flying Dutchman heading in, hitting mostly the side fin armor things, to absorb a lot of the damage. Flying Dutchman taking some hits in return, taking a lot more damage. Not a huge amount, but it was enough to disable one turret and damage another. Coming in, striking the deck of the Danubia, actually blowing off a gun. The Danubia lost a turret there. I get the feeling like the guns on the Flying Dutchman fire some fairly powerful shells, just not at a very high rate. And look at that, another turret gets blown off the Danubia. Though it has already repaired most of the one that was already destroyed. That was previously destroyed. Meanwhile, Flying Dutchman taking some serious damage. Looks like it lost its forward double barrel turret. That has been completely destroyed. That one forward turret is still disabled, and pretty much every other one has some at least minor damage to it. Ooh. Flying Dutchman is listing heavily. Got some serious issues going on here. Only its damaged barrels are actually able to elevate enough to fire at this point. Both ships once again already out of materials, with only a 6% difference in health. But difference here is the Danubia is still sailing nice and straight and, you know, as designed, while the Flying Dutchman, well, it's not listing so much anymore, but it is very low in the water. Only the rear turrets are still even partially functional, it seems. Another one of those straight down plunging fire shots coming in. Did not land on the Flying Dutchman though. Danubia taking some hits to its deck, but the deck armor is quite strong. But these explosive shells seem to have enough punch to them to really rip these turrets apart if they land anywhere near them. Oh, and with that hit, the Flying Dutchman is 80% sinking, so apparently it's been sinking for a while. I just didn't notice, but it was above 80%. So it was not getting the despawn for it, and there it goes. It has been defeated. That is the end of this match, with the Danubia claiming another victory for itself. It will be moving on. I don't think it's lost a match yet. I don't remember. Nope, it has... Or wait. Where am I? Nope, it has not lost the match yet. So that's interesting. We'll see how things go in the future, though. Make sure, if you haven't done it, to check the description for all that stuff, like the Hall of Beauty voting for each of these ships. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the battlefield.